During Prohibition, the U.S. government had a problem. People kept drinking, so they came up with a solution. They decided to poison the alcohol supply. Not as a warning, not as a scare tactic. They knew people would die. They did it anyway. Here's how they got away with it. In 1920, the 18th Amendment banned the sale and production of alcohol across the United States. The idea was straightforward. No alcohol, no drinking problem. What nobody accounted for was how determined people were to keep drinking. By the mid-1920s, illegal alcohol was everywhere. Speakeasies, back alley operations, homemade stills, bootleggers were making fortunes. The government was losing ground fast. Here's something most people don't know. Industrial alcohol, the kind used in factories and manufacturing, was still legal during Prohibition. It just wasn't meant to be consumed. Bootleggers had figured out how to redistill it and pass it off as drinkable liquor. By 1926, federal officials estimated that around 60 million gallons of industrial alcohol were being stolen and redistilled every year. Something had to change. That year, the government ordered manufacturers to add poisons directly into industrial alcohol. Not just one poison. Methanol, also called wood alcohol, was the main one. It causes blindness. In large enough amounts, it kills. They also added chloroform, acetone, kerosene, and cadmium. The goal was to make industrial alcohol impossible to clean up, so toxic that no bootlegger could make it safe to sell. What actually happened was that thousands of people drank it without knowing what was in it. By the end of Prohibition in 1933, estimates put the number of deaths from government-poisoned alcohol somewhere between 10,000 and 50,000 people. New York City alone recorded hundreds of deaths in a single holiday season. Hospitals filled up. People came in blind, paralyzed, or in convulsions. Doctors knew exactly what was happening. The government called it an acceptable outcome. Officials didn't fully hide what they were doing. Some were open about it. One Prohibition official publicly stated that people who drank illegal liquor were essentially responsible for their own deaths. The logic was simple. If you knew alcohol was illegal and drank it anyway, whatever happened to you was your own fault. Charles Norris, the chief medical examiner of New York City, publicly accused the government of murder. His reports went largely ignored. What separated this from a policy mistake was the intent behind it. Government chemists knew the methanol concentrations they were mandating were lethal. They documented it. The decision to move forward came from senior officials within the Treasury Department and the Prohibition Bureau. The calculation was that deaths would discourage people from drinking illegal alcohol. It didn't work. People kept drinking. People kept dying. The program ran until Prohibition ended. In 1933, the 21st Amendment repealed Prohibition. The poisoning program ended with it. No official was charged. No prosecution ever took place. No apology was issued. The program was discontinued and largely forgotten. The government didn't stumble into this. It made a deliberate decision that civilian deaths were an acceptable cost, and it kept the program running for years after the body count was undeniable. This isn't speculation. It's in the records. See you next time.